the latest in television technology. We're building tomorrow's memories today, right here on NBC.
Today, it's a college basketball doubleheader. In the first game, it's Villanova at Maryland, the Big East against the ACC. Then, it's Indiana and Illinois. It's Jim Valvano's broadcast debut. While some of you will see Georgia Tech against the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Then, on Sports World from Italy, Rocky Lockridge defends his title.
Let's have some fun. Number one, 61 is the number. Let's get the ball reversals. One-shot game on the defense. High-low, get inside. What do you say? Come on.
Last-minute instructions from Rolly Massimino. The Villanova Wildcats are 13-3, and here come the Maryland Terrapins. They are 5 wins away from Lefty Driesell, their coach's 500th major collegiate victory. They take the floor at Cole Fieldhouse in a big intersectional match. The Big East, Villanova against Maryland of the ACC.
The best of college basketball. Today from Cole Fieldhouse in College Park, Maryland, it's the Villanova Wildcats versus the Maryland Terrapins. Today's game is brought to you by Exceptionally Smooth Michelob. Where you're going, it's Michelob. By Nissan, we're changing our name from Datsun to Nissan. Known for high-quality cars and trucks, Datsun is now Nissan. By Express Mail Service from the Post Office, we deliver excellence for less. And by Kemper and the independent insurance agents who represent us. For all of your insurance needs, ride with Kemper.
.500 strong, a sellout here at Cole Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Maryland. Two of the top teams in the country. Villanova from the Big East, 13-3. 2 of their 3 losses in overtime. Maryland is 15-5. Their 5 defeats by a total of only 10 points. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Al McGuire, and indeed, 2 top teams and 2 of the nation's top conferences.
The outstanding ball clubs. Either one of these 2 teams could be in the Final Four in late March. The conferences, 1-2 in the country. I picked the ACC over the Big East, and I'll tell you why, Dick. You got to go the laundry list all the way down on neutral court with neutral officials, and here we go.
All right, based on their record this season, here they are, top to bottom, and Al McGuire picks the matchups. North Carolina currently leading the ACC against St. John's.
St. John's big.
Big, Maryland, and we've got Georgetown.
Georgetown will take care of Maryland.
Georgia Tech and Villanova.
I take the Cats to beat Georgia Tech in a cliffhanger.
You got Big East all the way so far. How about Wake Forest and Syracuse?
I've got to go in this one here. I got to go to Syracuse.
All right, how about Duke and BC?
Duke will beat BC. North Carolina State will smother Pittsburgh. Clemson will absolutely run away from Providence, and Virginia can handle Connecticut. Now the difference is this, Dick. It's 4-4, but the whole 8 teams in the ACC could beat Seton Hall. So the edge goes to the ACC.
So based on top to bottom, even though you at the tops of the conferences you give the strength to the Big East because you have to go all the way through the top 8 or 9 teams in the conference, you like the ACC as the best all-around conference.
If you're going to rate a conference, Dick, it has to be from top to bottom all the way. And one of the problems in the Big East is the bottom 3 or 4 teams are having a very difficult job, and I don't see any light down the tunnel for them 2 or 3 years.
Well, we have 2 of the top teams at the tops of their respective conferences. Villanova from the Big East matched against the Terrapins of Maryland from the ACC. The lineups in a moment. University of Maryland campus, Cole Fieldhouse. We're ready now for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Introduction now?
When you tap me, I think I'm on the air. I guess we are on the air. So now the introduction of the starting lineups.
Game featuring the Wildcats of Villanova and the University of Maryland Terrapins. And now introducing the starting lineup for this afternoon's game. First for the Villanova Wildcats. At forward, number 21, 6'7" junior from Mystic, Connecticut, Harold Presley. At forward, number 33, 6'6" senior from Worcester, Massachusetts, Wayne McLean. At center, number 54, 6'9.5" senior from the Bronx, New York, Ed Pinckney. At guard, number 4, 6'2" junior from Patterson, New Jersey, Dwight Wilbur.
He's getting more confidence in his outside shot.
Senior, Hempstead, New York, Gary McLean.
Gary's the cat that gets the engine purring.
Massimino. And now introducing the University of Maryland Terrapins. At forward, number 34, 6'8" junior from Landover, Maryland, Len Bias.
Spectacular.
Forward, number 41, 6'6" junior from Oak Hill, West Virginia, Tom Jones. At center, number 33, 6'7" freshman from Temple Hills, Maryland, Derek Lewis. At guard, number 3, 6'5" sophomore from Grimeswood, North Carolina, Keith Gatlin. At guard, number 24, 6'8" senior from Largo, Maryland, Adrian Brandt.
Had a bad game against Notre Dame. He never has them back-to-back, so watch out.
So two of the most talented teams in the country, the University of Maryland and Villanova University, ready to do battle here in College Park, Maryland. Paparo, Pavia, and Frame. Paparo from Syracuse, employed by the city there. Pavia from Rochester and from Norfolk, Virginia. Mr. Frame ready to work the whistle. Lefty Drizel and Rolly Massimino, two of the colorful coaches in the game. Just watching them on the sideline should be part of the fun. The Wildcats 13-3. As we said, 3 of their losses, of their 3, 2 in overtime. They've lost to Georgia and Georgetown in overtime, also to St. John's by 5. A talented front 5, perhaps not with the depth that Maryland possesses. The Terrapins are 15-5, but the 5 losses by only a total of 10 points. Bias and Branch, double-powered unit that both average up around 19 points a game. 45-second clock will be in use throughout the entire contest. Maryland a bit late breaking from their coach Drizel, who is now here in his 16th year at the University of Maryland. The Terrapin program, very rarely did they have good teams down through the years, but since Drizel arrived, they've been consistent 20-game winners. And Villanova under Massimino in his 12th year. He too has taken his Wildcats to postseason play year after year. Not a bad team on the road, 3-1. The first time in history these two universities have met in basketball.
And Dick, neither team has a true center. They're playing with power forwards at the center positions.
Who are the two key players, do you think, in this one?
Bias and Pinckney. Whoever has the hot hand will win the game. These teams match up perfect.
Len Bias, number 34, the leading scorer for Maryland. Ed Pinckney, number 54, top scorer for Villanova. Dwight Wilbur on this side takes the 20-footer. Rebound to Jones, ahead to Gatlin. Branch settles him down.
One of the many Villanova zones you'll see today. 2-1-2. They'll shade Branch every time he touches the ball.
Branch with Bias 34 on the other side of the court. Here's Len Bias. Rebound out to Presley. Pinckney one-on-one against Gatlin. Pinckney follows his own missed shot, and Villanova leads 2-0. There are a few Wildcat fans across the way. How'd they get in here? Must be about 100 students here to cheer for their Villanova players.
Slight pressure up court. So giving pressure, 1-2-2. Then they settle back. Let's see what they're settling into. This time a 1-2-2 zone.
Petey Jones, a junior college transfer, almost intercepted by McLean. On the baseline was Bias, out of bounds to Villanova.
What Maryland has to do every time down, if they don't have a fast break and it's not a transition game, they must stop and analyze what defense they're into.
And Rolly Massimino promised there would be more than a dozen different defenses he would throw at Maryland today.
At least a Baker's dozen. Man to man.
Now Now to Harold Presley for the 17-footer. Pinckney with a rebound. He leads the club in boards with 9.5 a game. Wilbur inside. And traveling against Presley. Nickname Paz. Assamino, you just saw, signaling the defense he wants the Wildcats to employ this trip down. A little pressure at midcourt.
Trap midcourt, there's a trap. There's the trap, then they settle right back into almost a postage stamp zone.
2 minutes played. Maryland looking for its first basket. And Branch can't connect, but Jones there to knock it home. Speedy Jones, junior from Oak Hill, West Virginia. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone. This is the kind of matchup we well could see in the NCAA tournament late in the tournament. Two quality teams.
Both teams have maturity, which is so important in college. Especially Villanova with 3 seniors.
Wilbur inside to Pinckney, and a foul on number 33, Derek Lewis. Let's go back to the Maryland basket.
Well, it's a missed shot here, I believe. That's right. Then Jones moves in, just plays it off the window. Aggressiveness on the offensive board is the key to baseline men scoring.
Pinckney, the senior from Bronx, New York, misses the first of 2. He's averaging just under 16 points a game. Not a bad free throw shooter, over 77%. And it's 3-2, Cats.
Now to analyze the defense. They should be able to set up okay this time. Move Lewis to the foul line, which should break up that zone. Hit it into the middle.
Bias with McLean, and a slapping foul on Dwayne McLean.
The game plan is to shut down Bias and shut down Branch. Rowley doesn't believe the other 3 guys can beat you.
Digger Phelps and Notre Dame, they thought they could beat Maryland by doing that, and Gatlin had a great game outside. Here's Gatlin with the ball now. 6'5", slender sophomore guard.
They'll still make him prove his shot from outside.
There it is. And it goes to Pinckney of Villanova. 3-2, Villanova.
Now the next time down that Gatlin has an outside shot, his tendency will not to take it because he missed his first one.
Open in the corner is Dwight Wilbur.
He can shoot.
5-2, Villanova, and Wilbur's first basket. 3.5 minutes gone.
Trying to keep their zone active by moving their arms and their feet. You should take that Bias, I think. They're constantly looking to set up an alley-oop along the baseline.
Beautiful play by Pinckney. Wilbur with it.
Good move. The numbers were not there for the break.
Gary McLean, he's the quarterback and the emotional spirit on this Villanova team. McLean, not there, but Pinckney is. What a rebound, and what a basket, and he was fouled.
One of the amazing things about that basket is that Bias certainly skies. Watch him break through the sound barrier. Excellent play on the scoring the 2 points. Watch Bias combine now. Here he comes. Come on, Bias. Get up there, baby. Shot his way down. Could be a 3-point play for easy.
Pinckney had enough English on that as a billiard shot. And he completes the 3-point play. 6 points for Pinckney. And Villanova jumps out to an early 8-2 advantage. 4 minutes gone. Later today, the WBA Championship Boxing. Rocky Lockridge defends his title against Kamal Bouali. Villanova zone.
Here's a 2-1-2 zone with Pinckney playing in the middle. Now watch, he's active on the zone. He favors the outside and then comes on the inside in here and steals the ball. Then watch them fall in their lanes for the fast break. Here we go. He's active on the outside. Now watch him come around the inside. Goes along the base side, right side of the play. He kicks the ball out. Now watch those lanes. See the lanes being filled?
Back to live action as Branch misses the jumper. A steal by Bias. He's fouled. Bias making the defensive play, and the foul on Pinckney. Len Bias to the line for Maryland. Junior from Landover. Went to Northwestern High School, just a couple of miles. He could walk from his high school to the University of Maryland campus. Boy, Lefty's glad he did. Bias, a 73% free throw shooter, and he's averaging over 19 a game. Leads the team in scoring and rebounds.
I would say he's the number 1 draft choice for the number 3 position. That's the small forward position, Dick. In the NCAA draft come June or May.
Well, he's got another year, and hopes he'll stay right here at Maryland.
Oh,
for
excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, Lefty, I'm sorry. But he's just outstanding.
8-4 Villanova. 5.5 minutes gone. Wayne McClain is short. Bias to Gatlin.
Villanova does not want Maryland to get into a transition game.
Gatlin will set it up. He was the North Carolina High School Player of the Year 2 years ago at Grimesland, North Carolina, Conley High School.
Keep a man on the foul line. Stay there, Lewis. Stay there, Lewis. You'll pick on him. Good pick. Now take it.
Branch.
Right.
8-6 Villanova. Branch has his first bucket.
You see Lewis come up with that foul line that time. He can set the pick for the guards, and Branch is such an excellent outside shooter. Hard man to man.
Pinckney can't hit the basket, but he was fouled. Appeared to be number 33, Derek Lewis, his second. There's Lewis, an outstanding freshman. He has been a supreme shot blocker for this Maryland team throughout the year. First freshman to start for Lefty Drizel since Larry Gibson back in 1975. Pinckney looking for his 7th point. Part of a basketball doubleheader on NBC today. Georgia Tech, North Carolina for some of you. Illinois, Indiana for others following this game. Out of bounds to Villanova. Lefty Drizel not happy with that call.
That was a good call. Lefty's working on the next call. He's trying to plant a seed in the referee's subconscious that he's being picked on. He's probably saying, I'm home. We got the white uniforms. Give us a call, will you?
Gary McClain shouting out instructions as he sets up the play and pumps a long one-hander. 25-footer for Gary McClain, and it's a 5-point Villanova lead with 5.5 minutes gone.
Let's see if they set him again. Okay, Lewis on the foul line. See if Branch runs his man off him again inside the zone.
Adrian Branch. 2 in a row for Branch, the senior.
Look for Coach Mass to change that defensive set and maybe go to some type of combination with a cut down Branch. He's a streak player. When he's hot, he's hot.
Mark Plansky in the game for the first time, and Gary McClain hits 2 back-to-back, and it's 13-8 Villanova.
You know, out there, these guys are young guys. When they get a hot hand, they get the confidence. When they don't have the hot hand, they lose confidence. That's what I said when Gatlin missed his first shot. Branch now wants the ball. Bias wants the ball. They are off to the races. I think Villanova's going to have to slow down the pace more.
Len Bias has his 4th point. Villanova's lead is cut to 3 again. What a day yesterday in college basketball. 4 of the top 10 teams beaten, all by 1 point. McClain not there. He's missed 3 in a row. Gatlin saves for Maryland, and here come the Terrapins. Bias took his eye off the ball as Branch tried to feed him down court.
He tried to do his dance too soon. Now watch this. As he gets the ball, he's trying to do his dance, get set. You've got to first catch the ball before you can do anything. He was already starting to warm up.
13-10 Villanova.
You follow the ball with your eyes into your hands.
Presley with a short jumper, and over the back is Pinckney. And Pinckney has his 2nd foul. Talked about an amazing rash of 1-point losses to top teams in the nation. St. John's, beating Georgetown by 1 here in the nation's capital over in Landover. Texas Tech knocked off number 2 SMU by 1. Dayton beats DePaul by 1. Arizona State in 2 overtimes defeating Oregon State by 1.
They are playing like it's March.
Jeff Atkins, number 10 in for Maryland, and Chuck Everson, 41, 7 feet 1 inch tall, has replaced Pinckney in the middle of that Villanova zone defense. Here comes Branch. Adrian Branch with 6, the senior, who is now the number 4 scorer in Maryland history.
Here's our first look at his zone. 2-3. Lane has a hot hand. He can shoot from out there.
Presley gets a 3rd chance, dishes off. Good work by Harold Presley underneath to keep it alive.
Well, he does many jobs. It's like a blue-collar worker. He really is the glue of this team.
Lansky, the freshman.
Watch for D-Train to get out of the gate.
McLean again. Len Bias with the rebound. Maryland has its first chance for the lead. They've got it. Adrian Branch with a spectacular reverse stump. 8 points for him, and Maryland leads 14-13. Saved by Dwayne McLean, and a foul on McLean for charging. Second on Dwayne McLean. Let's go back to Branch. Boy, this is off the top of the tree, this Adrian Branch.
You got to protect the back court. The Cats aren't doing it. He's all by himself. He gives a reverse backhand, bang.
And we have a timeout here at Cole Fieldhouse with 11 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half. Maryland leads for the first time, 14-13. Rare occasion, college athletics, 2 coaches, head coaches with their 2 sons on the active roster. Chuck and Lefty Drizel, R.C. Massimino, his dad, Roley, and of course, man next to me, Al McGuire, his son, Allie. Unlike these 2 youngsters who are both guards but are reserves, they're deep on the bench. You started, Allie.
Allie was, my opinion, obviously, a good ball player, and I'm as proud as these 2 fellas because it's a real love affair starts between you and your son.
Is it tougher on the coach, dad, or is it tougher on the player, son?
It's tougher on the son because in the locker room, a lot of times the coach is always trying to make you take one more step. He's trying to make a man out of boys, and sometimes in the locker room, the kids get a little salty and kind of lower you a little bit, and the kid has to stay there and say nothing.
Oh, what a play. No basket. Apparently on the baseline with the drive was Branch. No, they're going to call a charging foul, and Lefty doesn't like that a bit.
Lefty, I really believe, Lefty, that he slipped a little bit. Let's see if that I think he slipped along the baseline. Let's watch. Right about here, I thought. You see that little slip?
He stepped on the baseline as well. He was out of bounds. 10:45 remaining first half. Villanova trailing for the first time, 14-13 Maryland. Oh, good pass to Presley. Nice. Presley can't keep it alive. Knocked out of bounds by Jones. That Lewis, Derek Lewis batted it away.
Presley did a couple of disco moves that time. Kept control of his body.
Pinckney back in with the ball. Lansky, the freshman, his first shot. Pinckney, what a rebound!
Nice.
And a foul on Lewis.
I'll say for the 3rd time, nice. that was nice. The fella had a saddle on him in the back. So watch, it's a missed shot from the outside here. Comes off kind of solid. Now, Easy Ed has the inside. Perfect.
Great timing, wasn't it? I mean, he was up there. That's why they call him Easy Ed. He made that look simple, but he had to have perfect timing and have to fight off a man on his back. And that is the 3rd foul on Derek Lewis of Maryland.
Got to remember that basketball is position. That's why Larry Bird is so good.
Presley loses it out of bounds. Last touch by Presley. Boy, he gets a lot of offensive boards, though, doesn't he?
It keeps it alive. Many, many talents.
32 has replaced Derek Lewis. So it's Gatlin and Atkins in the backcourt. Long, Branch, and Bias for Maryland.
They got those two guys in the baseline looking for the alley-oop, either Branch or Bias.
Gatlin. Bias was trapped underneath. Presley feeds ahead to McLean. He has Pinckney. There it is. Look at that. Pinckney. Control. And he's fouled by Long.
He missed a chippy underneath. He might have turned his ankle a little bit. I hope not. Here's a closer shot of it. He had he missed a real easy shot. It seems at certain times his body is like rubber. It just seems to extend, keep going up, like a telescope.
Pinckney limping a bit.
I wonder if he came down on somebody's foot.
There was one foul.
Two.
And there's the other one. Tough to see what happened. Pinckney has been most active. He has 7 rebounds already in this first half and leads in scoring as well with 9, but only 3 of 6 from the line.
It seems that sometimes he drops his foul shot down too low. Let's watch it this time. I think the trajectory should be just a little bit higher. Let's watch the trajectory of the ball this time. Relatively low. I'm not, they go in and go out, Dick, but it seems that it should be a little bit higher.
17-14, Pinckney given a breather, and Everson returns to the Villanova lineup with 9:50 left in the half.
I don't know about that breather that time. When you have a type of slight injury like that, and I hope it's slight, I'd rather see you keep moving around. Keep it warm. You notice he's not sitting down on the bench over there, Dick.
High lob fields for Maryland, breaking out 3-on-1. Villanova, McLean. Well, he's had some tough luck. He's had 3 rattle out.
Here we go. Oh, you missed Bias down court.
Gatlin to Bias. He misses, and Everson rebounds.
No.
Traveling is the call.
Tough call. Because you could have made any one of 3 or 4 different calls then. Swinging elbows, grabbing at him, or walking. I thought no call should have been made there.
Pinckney limps back onto the court.
All right, I owe Rowley an apology. They did not sit him down. I thought they'd go over and sit him down. And once you sit down a guy like that with a slight injury, his sweat starts drying, and the injury becomes a permanent type thing.
Tightens up. Presley is out of the lineup. Pinckney in. Terry Long back outside to Gatlin.
Put a guy in the foul line again. That's how you get back in the game.
Adrian Branch. 17-16. Branch leads the Terrapins with 10. 9 minutes left in the half.
Just a straight nose-to-nose, man-to-man by Maryland. Sloughing off on Pinckney. See Bias in the paint there, ready to drop back on Pinckney.
Wilbur. Lansky blocked, and Wilbur comes up with it amongst the big guys, and the 6-foot 2-inch Wilbur gets the bucket.
White Wilbur.
Can't let him have that shot.
Bias can't hit. Pinckney with another rebound, clears to Wilbur.
Pass!
McLean.
All the way!
And a foul on Gatlin.
Good play. So many times in high school ball, Dick, they don't pass that ball soon enough. If you're going to dribble, then dribble all the way in yourself.
Where are you saying is the last time you should pass? At the free throw line?
Yes, right at the free throw line.
Once you're past the free throw line, keep it yourself.
If you pass the free throw line with the ball, then you must go solo all the way in. Because otherwise, the defensive man can cover 3 people or 2 people. How many you got? Because the area of covering them is tightening up as you get closer to the iron.
And like football, inviting that team inside your 20 where the field shortens up on them and different coverages work more effectively. At the line, Gary McLean. Senior from Hempstead, New York, doesn't miss many. He's 33 for 40 on the season with that last free throw, over 82%.
I wonder if he goes through that much French pastry each time. There's one piece of pastry, there's some banana cake, there's some cheesecake. No, there's another.
Pineapple upside down, please.
No, if it works, that's what you do.
Villanova leads by 5. 8 minutes left in the first half. Now that pumpkin they're playing with will be the subject of Al McGuire's halftime special, so we invite you to stay with us.
Villanova's zone is quite active.
Oh, nice pass to Long. Terry Long slams in his first point.
Big assist by Adrian Branch that time. Excellent eyes.
Jensen in the game. Harold Jensen, a sophomore, playing with a fractured left hand.
We're playing with a 45-second clock, which is ridiculous because they don't have the clock in the NCAA.
Emerson, what a pass to Presley, but he couldn't control. Glenn Bias comes back for Maryland. Bias wants that one. Everson knocked it away, and Gary McLean comes up with it with 7 minutes left in the half.
Maryland has to learn how to be patient a little bit more. There were no shots bottoming out, fine, but boy, that was a tough shot. Got away with a little bit. We got a tee on Lefty. Lefty was overreacting to it looked like a palm or a double dribble or a walk right in front of the bench.
You know, Lefty did not have a technical foul all last year. In fact, he picked up his first in 3 years this season against Dayton, and now he gets his second.
Surprisingly, he was in the box. He did not step out of the box. He did not say anything to the officials. What he was doing, he was mimicking what he thought has happened, a turnover. He either thought the palm, the walk. Not yet. He got one more thing to do. There it is.
Gary McLean hits the technical. He'll get another bench technical foul, and then Villanova will also get the ball.
He's the vocal spark plug of the team. It's always a 2-shot technical foul if it's on the bench. If there are 3 technicals on the bench, that's all she wrote. The coach goes to the locker room.
And both teams go to their respective coaches. We have a timeout. 6:51. Lefty wants to talk to the officials. Villanova leads by 5.
Saturday at 2, 1 Central and Pacific, when NC State battles Wake Forest or Kentucky meets Auburn. Doubleheader action Sunday. First Illinois takes on Houston, then Notre Dame battles UCLA. Good reasons to come on home to college basketball on NBC.
And we hope you'll be with us for the second half of our doubleheader. Jim Valvano, the North Carolina State coach, will be involved in the coverage of our Indiana-Illinois game and Georgia Tech and North Carolina key ACC game. And we have an expert, and it's so appropriate that that last particular play should involve a technical foul because you led the world at one time in tees.
Well, what I think, Dick, is that Lefty did not say anything to the officials. He stayed in front of his coach's box, and what he thought that McLean walked as he reached back to get the ball here. Watch, see? He lost control of the ball. Now, he turns around, he dribbles again. Lefty thought that was a double dribble or a walk.
I don't think it was. Do you?
I'm not too sure, and I'm not trying to cop a plea. I just don't know. And there is the technical. He comes over. Lefty is kind of shocked.
Little too much animation on the part of Lefty Drizel. 23-18 the score. Villanova leads. Maryland has had the lead only one time in this first half, and that by 1 point at 14-13.
Now, McLean has been very quiet. Dick, how many points does he have?
Dwayne McLean has not scored yet.
Well, and he's really the guy that normally gets him going offensively.
Traveling against Dwayne McLean.
See what he's doing? He's trying to rush his game. And maybe that call, usually after a technical foul, the next call goes right to favor back to the team to call the technical foul on. I don't know if that's done subconsciously. I think it is. Zone's a little bit tighter. We'll let him have the outside shot now. Get it around to Branch. There you go.
There's Branch. He's hit 4 in a row. Adrian Branch with a dozen. It's 23-20 Villanova. 6:14 left.
That zone has to spread out a little bit more. Otherwise, they'll tattoo that rim from the perimeter. Ooh, almost a nice steal.
Branch was on his way to the other end. His second foul.
Yep. Watch Branch reach in here. Makes a quick move.
Adrian Branch, that's his second.
Was a foul.
Villanova's in the 1-1. Only 4 team fouls against the Cats. Maryland with his 7th.
Now this can get the D train McLean here started. You got to break the snide. You got to get a point somewhere to get your confidence. Now his confidence is back, and for Villanova to be up 4 points with him on the drought on the snide was unbelievable.
Twin sister, also a basketball player, as is a younger sister, Sherry, at the University of Massachusetts. Dwayne McClain's first 2 points, and it's 25-20 Villanova. Nice move by Gatlin to set up Bias. Len Bias has 6.
That was a gamble move that obviously did not pay off. You can't do that unless the guy kills his dribble. They attack the man and still have his dribble alive.
Presley inside to Everson all alone, but he misses the easy jump. Bias loses it out of bounds.
Boy, Dick,
it goes to Maryland.
Does that Bias go upstairs? Wow, can he jump?
6'8", as is Branch. They're quite a set of bookends for lefty Drizel.
Went man-to-man for the first time. No, they dropped back into a combination. It's a matchup zone now. Whoever has the ball is being played man-to-man. Now watch whoever gets the ball that come out on. There goes McClain out on Gatlin.
2 guards for Maryland, both at 6'5". Great size in the backcourt for Drizel. Gatlin. 15-footer for Gatlin. He has his first points, and it's a 1-point game. 5 minutes left, just under the 5-minute mark.
That was a push-off. Obvious push-off.
Everson of Villanova with a foul, his first.
Again, the refs are very cautious because they don't want this game to get too rough. These are great athletes out here. They're all playing above the rim. And what happens with these people here is that it's bragging rights between the ACC and the Big East. Also, it's recruiting rights because Rowley and Lefty both recruit in the same area.
Atkins with a jumper. So Gatlin and Atkins from outside, and Maryland leads for the second time in this first half at 26-25. 4.5 minutes remaining. Plansky. Oh, he got that one off. No hesitation by Mark Plansky from Wakefield, Massachusetts, the 6'7" first-year player for Villanova. Branch not there, but Bias. Oh, what a play!
A ballerina in the sky. I guarantee it, the greatest athletes in the world are basketball players. Just watch this.
Here's a Bereshnikov move by Len Bias.
What's that guy's name?
Mikhail Bereshnikov. Up, hang, and then softly drop it in. Made it look easy.
Where does he play?
Bereshnikov, just about anything he wants to, I guess. Chance for the three-pointer for Len Bias. It remains at 28-27, Maryland.
Got to get something out of Wilbur here if they can.
Into the game for the first time, Beltra Dawson, 6'1" freshman guard with the ball. Wears the glasses. So 2 freshmen on the court now for Massimino, Plansky, and Dawson.
You're going to have to take it, Wilbur. He's laying off you. That's it.
Rebound by Terry Long.
Excellent ball handling by Gatlin. It's going up. Nope, it didn't.
Gatlin. Rebound Wilbur. Good first half. 28-27. Maryland leads. Villanova with the ball. Plansky. Villanova shooting more and more from outside. The long pass to Branch. Feeds Atkins. And a nice save. Hustling down court was Dwight Wilbur.
Excellent. Excellent move by Wilbur. That is the maximum effort. That's a college try. Outstanding.
3:08 remaining in the first half. Maryland by 1. Countenance of Jake Nevin, trainer at Villanova since 1929. This is his 56th season. Remember, Al, a few years ago in the tournament, we had a shot of Nevin holding young Massimino. I think it was Andrew Massimino's hand was kind of their good luck charm during the course of the tournament. They're very special people, the trainers throughout the collegiate ranks.
Well, they really act as a buffer between the coach and the ball player. The coach is beating on the ball player verbally and physically. When they go downstairs to the training room, they're more of a mother type thing. I believe personally that Villanova should name their new field house after that gentleman. He deserves it.
Jake Nevin.
Obviously, he can't make a donation because he worked for Catholic school. Anyone that works for Catholic school doesn't make too much money. I'll get in trouble over that.
Plansky committed a foul before the inbounds pass.
31, Mark Plansky is first.
First foul on Plansky and the 7th team foul against Villanova, so 1-1 for Len Bias.
They're doing an excellent job with Pinckney out of there, Dick.
Bias has 8 points. 2 more, and he will have scored in double figures for the 37th straight time here at Maryland.
This is the type of player that does something outstanding, and all of a sudden, the next time down, he tops it.
He hits both free throws, 10 points for Bias. Maryland with its biggest lead. 3:08 left in the half.
Gatlin's playing close just to break the rhythm of the Cats. Trying to get the ball out of McLean's hand because he's the person that makes the team go offensively.
Ed Pinckney still on the bench for Villanova. Their leading scorer, off to a great start today, turned an ankle. We don't know how serious that is. It's a much smaller Villanova team on the floor now. Good ball movement. Presley gets the hoop. 30-29. Harold Presley's first points.
Looks like a trap set high. Let's see what happens. No, isolating one-on-one. Constantly, Villanova's trying to stop the alley-oop into Bias or into Branch. They're man-to-man now. They are in trouble if they play man-to-man against Villanova. Here he goes.
Bias can't hit. Everson, tallest man ever to play at Villanova, 7'1", gets the rebound. 2 fouls on Pinckney, and Rolly Massimino apparently he's going to save Pinckney with the 2 fouls for the second half.
I believe that. If you're going to save a ball play in the first half, you save him after 2 fouls. You're going to save him in the second half, you save him after 3.
Nice move by Everson to give Villanova the lead, 31-30. Everson with his rebound at the other end and his first basket at this end.
What happens after a ball player gets 4 fouls, you better let him play because he knows he has 4, and he usually starts cat and mouse in it. He gets tentative and hesitant in his play. Hard defense out there.
Branch cut off by Presley. 1:20 left in the first half. 31-30 Villanova. Branch. Rebound Plansky clears the Wilbur. Atkins to beat, and Atkins makes a great play. Gatlin and a foul on McLean, Gary McLean. His first.
Watch this steal coming. Atkins made a tremendous effort. He's a senior, puts out all the time. Looks like he got all ball on that. Now he kicks it down to Gatlin. Oh, we don't go that far. Then Gatlin started moving down and gave his little dance into the guy's face and got a foul. I think it was charged on McLean, I think.
Reaching in, Gatlin, the best free throw shooter on the Maryland club, almost 85% on the year. He's now 34 for 40 on the season.
Well, he's a smoothie.
Tom Jones, Speedy Jones returns to the lineup for Len Bias.
A good move by Lefty there. Don't let Len get any foul trouble at the end of the last minute of the game.
Gatlin breaks the tie and Maryland leads 32-31. Villanova has to shoot the ball. About 15 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Harold Presley finding a little daylight. Rebound to Atkins.
Shot clock is out of the game now. They're going to go for one shot. Gatlin raises up the finger. One shot. They'll spread it out and look for it at 6 seconds or 5 seconds. It'll be sooner if Branch gets the ball in his hands.
There it is. Gatlin will run that.
Plenty of time left. Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Here's the guy who wanted it. It's stolen. And McLean at the other end trying to beat Branch. And he was fouled by Atkins.
Referee was in perfect position. What happened that time is Branch knew if he passed the ball off, there's no way he's getting it back. There wasn't enough time left. There was about 9 seconds left, and he figures, I'll take it down to 5. Here he goes on the layup with the foul on the side by Atkins.
Just got him on the top of the hand. And Gary McLean, with 3 seconds left in the half, will have a chance to give Villanova the lead. He has 8 points and has hit all 4 of his free throws.
I love ball players that are predictable.
McLean, the team's best free throw shooter, has his first miss today.
Let's see how long it takes to take a foul shot. We'll count on this one, okay? You have 10 seconds once you get the ball in your hands. Let's count. I can see his hands, so maybe the camera doesn't have it just yet. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009. Oh, no good. No good.
Ball was touched on the rim by Plansky, so McLean misses both free throws, and with 3 seconds left, Lefty will have a chance to orchestrate a desperation shot for Maryland.
It will be an alley-oop underneath the basket, just a go for it, the old 72 Munich pass the Russians used against United States, 72-71, and it could be good.
Bias.
Hey!
At the buzzer, Len Bias gives Maryland a 3-point lead.
And welcome back to Munich. Here we go with the alley-oop pass, the full length of the court, 94 feet. Clock does not start till the ball touches his hands. Bang, the clock starts. A little Jack Dempsey clock. Clock goes out as the ball goes all net.
Len Bias with his 12th point of this first half. University of Maryland in a first half where leads change time and time again. Go to the locker room, Terrapins by 3.
College basketball is brought to you by Heilman's Old Style Beer, brewed with water from when the earth was pure. By a company called TRW, where tomorrow is taking shape. By Mr. Goodwrench and General Motors Parts. And by the Century 21 Real Estate Organization.
Statistics. Maryland at home outshooting Villanova almost 4% to 31%, but rebounds, Villanova keeping the ball alive, outboarding Maryland 27-12 to stay in the game, and also 5 more free throws in Maryland. 12 points each for Bias Branch, the 2 big forwards for Maryland, and Pinckney, although he sat out much of the first half, had 11 to lead Villanova. Branch, Gatlin, Lewis, Bias, and Long, same 5 that started for Maryland. McLean and McLean. Pinckney, Wilbur, and Presley, the starting 5 for Villanova, also starts the second half. Branch misses his first shot, and Pinckney, boy, his presence is felt quickly. 8 changes of lead in the first half. Biggest lead for Villanova was 5. Maryland's biggest 3. Nice move by Dwayne McLean, still looking for his first basket. Gatlin the other way for Maryland.
Another one of the many zones by Coach Mass. Locking up the middle. Favor Branch if they can.
Inside to Jones, and he was crowded too closely by Presley. First foul on Harold Presley. 2-shot opportunity for Speedy Jones. Tom Jones went to Allegheny Community College, a JC All-American last year with a 23-point average. He's averaging about 8 points a game this year for Maryland.
Dick, how many games do you think Maryland can play this year if they go to the finals of the NCAA? Take a guess.
Well, let's see. They played in the Alaskan shootout, and they were over in Hawaii. I don't know, over 35?
41 games. That's unbelievable.
It's a minor league season.
That's like the Continental League in the pros.
5-point lead for Maryland, their biggest of the game. Gary McLean hits the jumper. Awkward-looking shot, isn't it? But he knows the range.
He moves his wrist to the inside rather than straight at the basket. But he started the top of the game with a basket like that, and he started the second half for the Cats to get moving. Again, they change him up again. Got to analyze it. Man-to-man this time. Looking to post up McLean. Get it into Branch. It's a mismatch.
Bias. Spread eagle, airborne, 14 points for Bias.
When a ball player spreads his legs like that, Dick, that gives him the balance in the air to shoot.
Pinckney in the hole. Dwayne McLean, he stole for 5. Presley and McLean together are 1 for 13. Bias at the other end can't hit, and a foul on Bias for charging.
Obvious charge. The man was planted. Bias couldn't change direction. Didn't make the real thrust he normally makes when he goes to the basket.
Fantastic build on Bias at 6'8", strong enough to really fight on the boards, and great leaping ability that we've seen well in evidence today. Dwight Wilbur from the side. Oh, a steal and a foul. No basket. Presley's second foul. Got a piece of the wrist as he slapped it away. 38-33 Maryland with the lead as they go to the other end.
Constantly trying to set up the alley-oop.
Nice block by Pinckney as he rejects Lewis. Lewis himself known for that kind of defensive play. Traveling is the call on Gary McLean. Just a bit too much stutter stepping.
Man was free on the right and the left that time.
Branch. Good boxing out by Presley and clears down court to Wilbur. On the run, Dwight Wilbur. Nice play.
Broadcast basket by number 4.
Good pass by Presley.
6 points for Wilbur. We played a little over 3 minutes of the second half. Maryland by 3. Bias. Short. Lewis can't hit the follow, but was fouled by Dwayne McLean. His third.
Watch the turnover here. Presley kicks the ball out. Once Wilbur makes up his mind to go all the way, didn't flow, kept his eye on the rim.
It's a nice shot. You really appreciate the speed, talent of these players.
Plus, when a guy like Bias is coming at you, he's giving away about 5 inches.
Dwayne McLean, who's having an off day, replaced by the freshman Mark Plansky. Lewis looking for his first point of the game. The freshman averaging over 6. Not a good free throw shooter. Just under 62%.
That shot then was atrocious. That might have been the
worst since you were warming up today. That's the worst I've seen.
Well, that was a bricklayer shot. That one's a little better. Yep.
4-point lead for Maryland.
They're laying off Plansky. I don't think that's too smart.
Dwight Wilbur. Well, as long as Villanova's forced to shoot from out there, it's going to be tough to improve on their 30-plus field goal percentage. Bias all alone. That's a rare miss when he's that free. Oh, Presley lucky got back the ball after it had been knocked away. Now Villanova chance to pull within 2. 4 minutes gone, second half. McLean.
Number 22, Gary McLean.
Gary McLean now with 12 points.
Almost got away with a second walk that time.
A steal by McLean, out of bounds. He was resting on the sideline. Or did they call a foul?
He's quite a hustler. He puts everything into the ball game.
May have injured himself. We'll check on it when we return. Timeout, 15:43 left in the second half. Two teams from the higher echelon, Maryland and Villanova. Here's that last play involving Gary McLean.
Now he reaches out like he's diving into a pool, and he kind of lands on the stomach. Now watch him come around now and kind of pound the floor. The guy's just a hustler and plays to win all the time.
He's okay. The senior stays in. It's 39-37, Maryland leading. See, Villanova, 15 of their points on second shots. They are a good offensive boarding team.
I think what's happening, Maryland is releasing too soon. And the Cats are getting a lot of garbage baskets underneath.
Massimino, a graduate of the University of Vermont. 50 years of age, 3 years younger than his counterpart, Lefty Drizel.
Bias is trying to post up on Plansky.
Dwayne McLean is back in for Villanova. Gatlin. Bias with a rebound. Can't hit, and Pinckney rips down the rebound, clears it out to Gary McLean. A little too hard. Solo now. Pinckney is back. And Pinckney caught in the trap. No, it's McLean that is called for the foul. Gary McLean.
They were trying an alley-oop that time, Dick. I think it was a little bit too fancy. They had an automatic 2 points. They just passed the ball. If you watch Branch coming down, he should pull up on the foul line here. He got both wings open, but he continues over the foul line. See him continue over into it. Now the alley-oop on the other side would have worked if Branch did not come down that deep into the paint.
Maryland leading 39-37.
Basketball is the spacing between you and your teammates. Basketball is not a fast game, it's a quick game.
For an old John Wooden expression, be quick, but don't hurry.
As usual, right on the money he is.
Branch, not there. Plansky touched it last for Villanova.
Boy, neither team can shake the other one. They get a 3 or 4 point lead, and back they come.
That's been the parameter. 5 points either way, the biggest lead. Nice 15-footer by Tom Speedy Jones. 6 points for him, and a 4-point Maryland lead. Another big game to follow on NBC, either Indiana, Illinois, or Georgia Tech, North Carolina. Pinckney misses. Presley, here's another second chance, but he dribbled on the baseline.
Presley that time looked up at the basket, then he bounced the ball on the baseline. McLean was free right to the right of him. Watch this play here. See McLean free right here. Now watch Presley bounce the ball down. Hits his ankle, goes off.
Maryland with a break with 6 minutes gone in the second half. Presley, that's just too much crowding, and a foul on Presley is his third.
Wildcat foul number 21. Presley, that's his third.
Yeah, do it now.
Nickname is Cos. Bill Cosby look-alike. I asked him if he'd ever met the famous comedian, and he said, no, but boy, would I like to.
All he has to do is start eating Jell-O, chocolate pudding.
Watch NBC. There's Cosby, a big basketball fan. Foul. And I believe that also against Presley, and suddenly he's saddled with 4. And Chuck Everson, the 7-1 frontliner, will replace Presley.
That foul was caused because the defensive man has vertical rights above him. Presley jumped into him, which created the foul.
Derek Lewis at the line from Temple Hills, Maryland. John Carroll High School, same high school Jeff Baxter, also in this Maryland team, attended. Presley leaves the game with 10 rebounds, so that part of the Villanova game will be hurting a bit. And that is the biggest lead either team has enjoyed in the game. 6 points on top of the Maryland Terrapins.
They've got to get D-Train into the game. McLean, he has to start scoring. He's too good of a ball player not to score. Here he goes.
Looking for his first basket. He misses again. And a foul as McLean had his own rebound and Jones got him from behind.
I look for him to start to move now, McLean. I look for him in the next 13 minutes to probably get about 8 points.
Dwayne McLean second only to Pinckney in scoring, just under 15 points a game. But with a rough first half, 0 for 3 from the floor, made his 2 free throw attempts for only 2 points. And he's missed 2 shots here in the second half.
It's man-to-man now, so the ball should go into the big guy. They settle back into his zone again right away.
Here's Dwayne McLean off to Gary, not related. They're spelled the same way. One has a M-C-L-A-I-N, the other M-C-C-L-A-N, the bigger McLean.
Now set up a box. So 2 men on the foul line, 2 men on the baseline. They'll pick for each other.
White Wilbur is going to come in now.
Yeah, they're looking for outside shooting. That's why Wilbur comes in. Plansky missed 2 or 3 in a row. Now there's the box set up again. Now they'll swing across. Watch Everson. They might call him for picking here. That's the big guy here, 41. Now watch him swing over for picking.
He was open.
Wilbur got...
He wanted it. Pinckney is going to be called on the back on the rebound. That is his third. Suddenly, Massimino's big men in trouble. One on the bench with 4, Presley, and Pinckney has his third.
All right, let's join Coach Mass's mind. Pinckney has 3 fouls. There's 12:55 left in the game. They're down by 6. He has to think this one over. It's a big decision he has to make right now. Does he take Pinckney out? If he doesn't, he has to let him go all the way.
That is the 7th team foul already against Villanova in the half. Maryland has committed only 2 in this half, so the bonus is in effect for the Terrapins. A big break for them so early. Only 7 minutes have been played.
He's not thinking about that. He's thinking what to do with Easy Ed. Come on, what do you do, Mass? All right, he's going to take him out. I guess he's going to take him out, yeah. And go Presley. It's too early to gamble. Just under 13 minutes.
Derek Lewis, who hit both free throws the last time, has 3 in a row as Maryland builds its lead.
I feel a little sorry for guys like Derek Lewis, the 6'7", and they put him in center. Oh, they didn't take out Easy Ed. But what they're probably trying to do now is bury Pinckney inside their zones, so he won't commit his 4th foul. So I was saying, Dick, the Lewis 6'7", he's really a forward, and they got him at center, which is difficult. Of course, you start to play the game too much with your back to the basket.
Maryland building its lead now to 8 points. Villanova scored only 6 points in the second half, 6 points in well over 7 minutes. McLean throws it away. Adrian Branch the other way. Rebound to Wilbur. Boy, that would have been a 10-point lead for Maryland. That Branch nailed what was a relatively easy shot for him.
They need a silencer. That means they need a basket. Get this crowd down.
Wilbur takes it inside, has it stolen by Branch.
Fellas, inside's all clogged up. You got to put it out. Your big men have inside position to rebound. Put it up on the glass. Maryland,
very few mistakes, have turned it over only 6 times, but now Villanova with 15 turnovers. Bias with a quick move, and he was fouled by Presley. That'll be all for him.
Didn't know which one he was going to call it on, and both were around him. And that's all she wrote for Presley. Played a good game, Dick. Played hard.
scored only 2 points, but he had 11 rebounds. That's all for Harold Presley. Timeout. Just under 12 minutes left, and Maryland by 8. And Massimino dueling here. You'll see Bobby Cremins and Dean Smith as Tech plays at Carolina. Bobby Knight and Lou Henson in the Big Ten scrap between the Illini and the Hoosiers.
Coach V is there. Coach V says anything about Bobby Knight, he'll punch him.
Jim Valvano will be our expert analyst. Some of you will be able to enjoy the colorful head coach of North Carolina State in his commentary. Right now, the pressure on Villanova. They've lost a starter. Presley is out, and they've got 2 other starters playing with 3 fouls. Pinckney and Gary McLean. Lewis of Maryland has 3. Bias at the line, 1-1.
And again, the only way they're going to get back in this game is for Dwayne McLean to start perking, start boiling, light up his afterburner.
That's 8 unanswered points for Maryland to take a 10-point lead. 16 of those scored by Bias. Plenty of time, 12 minutes left. They just can't get the ball inside. There's another turnover. All alone is Branch. That could be a turning point.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Too much French pastry, too much hot dog with no mustard. Why aren't people happy to get 2 points? There's nobody around him. He left the court too soon. He was on his way down and couldn't dunk. He caught the front of the rim.
Now it remains a 10-point lead. Let's see how that affects play. Pinckney inside, and the foul on Maryland.
Pinckney sends his body 8 different ways. And if you guard him, you got to foul him. Either on the foot, the hip, the shoulder, the arm, or the head.
Now from Maryland, 34, led by that's his 3rd.
Ed Pinckney is at the line, looking for his first points of the second half. He scored 11 to lead the Cats in the first half. He is now 5 for 9 free throw shooting today. He's better than that.
Well, went to Adlai Stevenson High School in the Bronx.
That breaks the drought for Villanova. 47-38. 11:17 remaining.
Bad matchup underneath. Bias will take the town.
Good steal by Plansky as he moves in front of Bias, who barked at the official, thought he was fouled.
Yeah, Plansky got away with a little bit of a bump that time.
Plansky in the paint. Nice move by the young man.
Excellent, excellent.
4 points for Plansky, a 7-point Maryland lead with 10:45 left in the second half. Gatlin sees an opening. Keith Gatlin was 6.
Bad defensive set that time up court. Each time they set up the 94 feet, Maryland goes down and scores. A 3-on-2 or 2-on-1.
Plansky over the top of the board, out of bounds to Maryland. Well, Villanova just hasn't gotten that consistent outside shooter. They'll make one and then they can't take the next one.
They might be pushing the traps too much. Here's the trap now. Maryland is cleaning their clock inside around the paint. This is the 1-3-1 trap in all the corners. Maryland spreading it out.
Gatlin forcing that one. It comes out to Dwayne McLean. Gary to Pinckney. Bad pass, but Wilbur recovers. Dwayne McLean still hasn't scored from the floor.
Won't go down for him.
49-40 Maryland.
Maryland has the opportunity to put him away. You know, a lot of teams don't have that killer instinct just to destroy you. Get 20, 30 points.
Bias rebounds and scores. He's fouled.
Bias gets fouled the first time, then the second time he gets hit again, but he dunks. dunks it. Now watch the first foul. There it is. Now he goes up and that's an athlete. I'm sorry I made a mistake earlier and said he was a senior. I got Lefty all nervous.
That would make him nervous. That means that Maryland has outscored Villanova 18-9 in the second half to lead by a dozen.
Trying to force it inside too much, Cats.
Picked by Bias.
You'll notice in the set here, they're trying to force it in. Give it over to McLean or give it over to Wilbur. Let them shoot from the outside. Pinckney has inside position because he's being overplayed.
Wayne McLean with a good save. And he makes...
He reached in. No walk. No walk.
Foul on Gatlin.
Right, it was no walk. He reached in. Gatlin turned around and reached in as he went by.
For Villanova, Presley and Dwayne McLean, between them, have only one field goal. Presley's already fouled out, and between them, they're like 1 for 15 unofficially.
And surprisingly, they're still in the ball game. They're out a dozen, but they need a run.
9:13 left. 52-40. Pinckney wide open is McLean. There it is, his first basket, and he is fouled.
Nice pass. He went right to the steal, right to the iron. Watch this pass. Goes into easy, and he bounces it off to the weak side because he's being overguarded from the weak side, which leaves it open over there.
Tom Jones has his second foul. And Dwayne McLean finally on the board in that field goal column and converts the three-point play to cut Maryland's lead down to 9. 9:04 left.
If they're coming back, he's the guy that got to bring them back beyond his shoulders. Simple little trap, 1-3-1. Maryland handling fine, well coached.
Deflected out of bounds by Pinckney.
What they're trying to set up here, Dick, is an alley-oop for either Branch or for Bias on the baseline.
There's Bias. He is a player. That's 21 for Bias.
Just too much talent, individual talent there in the man-to-man matchup against Flinsky.
They really are a good one-on-one team, Maryland. They've got such excellent size at all positions. Pinckney blocked by Lewis.
Stays down there, the arrow's pointing that way. Good block by Lewis.
His 71st of the year, Derek Lewis had as many blocks as the entire Villanova team.
Well, Lewis set the record in high school for the most blocks by a senior.
Lansky inside to Pinckney. He scores. He's fouled by Lewis.
And he walked. Here's what happened. Lewis planted in his head. He knew Lewis was around him. Yeah, you see it moved then. That pivot foot moved a couple inches.
Fourth foul on Lewis of Maryland. Pinckney tries to convert the three-point play. He's the only son in a family of 6 sisters.
He said the toughest thing growing up was getting into the bathroom.
54-46. Look at that. McLean hustled, and he touched it last. Oh, that was Wilbur that time. Excuse me.
Watch Wilbur dive for the ball. He made a face, but he did hit it last. Now watch Wilbur. See, he hit it last and out of bounds. Obviously, they all point the other way. That's the way the Indians went.
8 minutes remaining here at Colton Fieldhouse. A sellout, 14,500. They were sold out yesterday against Notre Dame. And just a couple of miles away at Landover, a sellout Georgetown and St. John's. Who says it's just a Redskin town? Oh, a nice steal by Dwayne McLean. Gatlin to beat. And he's got him, and Gatlin fouled him. And suddenly Villanova roars back.
Again, that is the man, Dick, if it's going to happen. The type of talent he has, natural talent. Program has him at 6'6". I doubt whether he's 6'6". Here's the turnover, gets a hand on it. Now his confidence is there.
And a chance at the three-point lead that would cut Maryland's once 12-point advantage down to 5. Timeout is called, and it's Villanova on an uptick. 7:42 remaining. Maryland 54. The Cats of Villanova 48.
Good timeout by Lefty that time.
Cole Fieldhouse here at the University of Maryland twice hosted the NCAA championship tournament. I believe it was 1966 and again in 1970 with Texas Western then. UTEP. Al, that Don Haskins' team surprised the world when he beat Kentucky in the final.
Yeah, the Kentucky had a great ball club, but Don Haskins' club just come in here, a couple of key steals in the second half, and gave him the championship down there. Don Haskins is still coaching down at UTEP.
And in 1970, UCLA beat Jacksonville and Artis Gilmore for one of John Wooden's 10 championships. So this Fieldhouse, 14,500, has some royal history. Field goal percentages still not good for Villanova, but they have clawed back, and with this chance by McLean would be only 5 down. It remains 54-48.
Maryland has to get back into their offensive pattern. Branch and Bias got to keep putting the ball up. It's too soon to start Mickey Mouse.
Adrian Branch off the back of the rim. What a rebound and a foul on Plansky. His third. Branch following his own shot.
Unbelievable high to get. Now watch it come off the rim. Everyone goes up. Now here comes the foul. Yep. Slapped at the ball.
Adrian Branch, the 6'8" senior from Largo, Maryland, went to DeMatha High School.
I got a statistic that a lot of people know already, but some don't. DeMatha High School, every ball player that went to that high school and every manager that's been on the team have received a scholarship to college.
Not just the starters.
Not just everyone. Everyone that's ever gone through the 4 years has received a scholarship.
Morgan Wooten's great legacy of DeMatha. 8-point lead for Maryland.
And he has that great center there this year, Ferry.
Whistle away from the ball, and I believe it's on Terry Long, yes, of Maryland.
A little bit too much hands on Long that time. Pinkney was active.
That'll send DC Ed Pinkney to the line. He is now the 11th highest score in Villanova history. He's closing in on the 1,600-point mark. Looking for his 16th today.
Watch for pressure up court by the Cats.
56-50, Maryland.
There's the pressure up court. Here comes the steal.
Oh, was that close? Wilbur now. It's a break for Maryland. But Plansky has the steal.
Go to the steal. Go to the
Wayne McLean. Pinkney makes it 56-52.
Settle down, Maryland. Settle down.
Another turnover.
Got him out of sync.
We were talking to Rolly Massimino before the game. I said, what's the biggest difference? He said, easy defense. The multiple defenses we use. We can't just go to the simple zones and the man-to-man, a little pressure. You have to keep him off balance, and certainly he's called on a special defensive card in this situation. Now a basket, and Villanova down by 12 would be only back by 2.
What happens with Maryland, the instinct, they get a lead, a double-digit lead, they seem to go a little solo after that, and that's what hurts them. You're always in the game against Maryland. They're a great ball club.
Dwayne McLean, there's your man.
Don't worry about Dwayne McLean, Dick. He is going to get the points, and if the Cats are going to win, it's going to be Dwayne McLean.
He now has 9. Good pressure again by Villanova. Atkins in trouble.
On 3 underneath now. Penetrate, Gatlin. All right, it's not there. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Okay. Set, Maryland.
Hey, you're getting into this game now.
Okay, they're setting up now, looking for Bias, trying to get it into him.
6:15. Maryland led by 12 in this half, and now it's down to a 2-point game.
Next time, Brant, Bias is going to go up over him. Here we go.
Bias off the glass. Led Bias 23 points.
Don't be upset, Plansky. He's just a super athlete.
And he'll be back next year. .45 left in the game. Dwayne McClain working.
Good job.
Derek Lewis rebounds for Maryland.
Now they'll get a little more super aggressive on their defense. Villanova will. Maryland will try to spread it out more. Again, trying to get the alley-oop to Bias.
They work Bias down on the baseline, just out of your picture.
Or Branch, they're both on the baseline, hoping to draw an alley-oop pass.
Jeff Atkins takes the shot, not there, and Pinckney rebounds. Gary McClain said, no, we don't have the numbers, and he shook his head and said, no, we'll just slow it down. 5:05 left. Maryland 58, Villanova 54. Pinckney with a pass and the easy shot as Plansky has the assist.
Oh, I thought they should have kept pressure up court. They turned him over a couple of times. Now he went back to set Lynn to let Maryland attack. I think that might have been a mistake. They had Maryland on the run.
Well, you said at the start of the game, Al, it'd be Len Bias and Ed Pinckney, and they're both over 20 points.
Well, they're the two thoroughbreds. Neither one have received the publicity they deserve throughout the country. They're definitely pros in the future. One year from now and one this year.
Adrian Branch.
He hit him.
You can hear the foul.
Yeah, you got to be upset, Mass, but the kid hit the shot. It was a good shot. He's 6'8". He plays guard. He shoots over you.
Oh, Adrian Branch with 16 points will step to the line. Maryland opens its lead to 4.
Can't do anything about it. He's so tall that he can shoot over McClain and Wilbur.
Wilbur with a foul. And a chance for a 4-point play as Lewis gets the rebound.
All right, they want to set up, spread out, get the ball to Bias.
He has it now.
Up over him.
Len Bias, 2 points from his career high, has 25.
I would have taken that, Wilbur.
Plansky way off the mark, out of bounds to Villanova. Boy, Bias really wanted that last one. He got in the paint and said, give it to me.
This is the first time he's taken a little bit of a baby hook rather than his turnaround skyer.
Well, we'll look at that Bias play when we return. There's a timeout with 3:49 left. Maryland by 6. Nascimento drawing up either offensive or defensive strategy. The theme for Villanova this year was 1,000 and more in '84. They started the year with 999 wins. They're the 32nd team in NCAA history to win 1,000. And Minnesota became the 33rd this year, the Golden Gophers.
Goalie paid the price. 11 years a coach in high school. I think he was at 3 different high schools. One up in Maine and 2, I think, in New Jersey.
Whitney in Connecticut, too, for a while. He still has good recruiting beds there in Connecticut. I'm not certain, but...
He also was a head coach out of Long Island at Stony Brook College out there. And then he was an assistant in Pennsylvania under Chuck Daly for a couple of years. But he paid the price. He knows the game. He never has to walk up backwards to get his paycheck.
Replaced Jack Kraft at Villanova in 1973.
Only had 3 coaches here in 50 years.
6-point deficit staring at Villanova with 3:45 left in the game.
And a big basket right here. Getting the other side away from Branch.
They leave Plansky alone, and the freshman hits the 20-footer. Oh, that was a clutch shot.
He got it. Oh, close.
Wilbur close.
He's going up.
Bias. That equals his career high of 27, scored against Clemson this year.
Now this is like a 1-3-1 zone with Branch on one end at 6'8", and Bias on the other side.
Gary McLean not there. Pinckney with a rebound and a foul on Derek Lewis of Maryland, and that will be Lewis's 5th.
It's time for Lewis to take a walk on the boardwalk. Go around the bench and watch the Seagulls.
Now number 33, Derek Lewis, his 5th.
Eric Stevenson, who was that wrote that book?
From which book are you quoting? Jonathan Seagull?
Yes.
Lewis, the second man to be disqualified. Harold Presley fouled out earlier in this half for Villanova.
Lewis made every high school All-American
Number
team.
41, Jones, replacing Lewis in the Maryland lineup.
Tom Speedy Jones, 41, 6'6", replaces Lewis. He was a starter. Pinckney at the line for 2.
At the line, Villanova.
He's been busy
For Ed Pinckney shooting 1 and 1.
at the stripe. He's 9 for 13 in the game. And big miss, but he gets his own rebound, scores, and he's fouled. Right back to the line he goes.
There goes the rubber man. He bent his neck one way, his hip the other way, came down and almost went back up again without touching the floor. It's unbelievable. Now just watch. This is after the foul shot. Now he goes gets the rebound. Now he gets in close. See him bend his head the other way, and when they fold their legs, that's so they won't touch the ground and be called for walking.
Now Pinckney misses again, so a good free throw shooter. He's had an off day at the line, but 23 points has kept Villanova in the game at 64-60.
And don't forget, we're playing with a shot clock, 45 seconds. Spreading out. Don't break your rhythm, Maryland. Get that ball in the bias. Name of the game. Gatlin, you know the game. You get the ball to the guy that's hot.
Jones is down in the right-hand corner. You can just see him. And over in the near corner, out of our view, is Len Bias.
I don't like this, Dick. You know what happens? They end up taking a Hail Mary shot most of the time when they take the clock down under 10 seconds. Now they're starting to worry about the clock more than the shot. Now watch the Hail Mary shot.
That's right. Jones misses, but a rebound by Branch. Bias blocked beautifully by Plansky. Bias gets it back and count.
Wait. Super.
I don't know. I'd give him a 10 on effort.
Yep. That was a triple jackknife dive. Just hanging and banging inside. I don't like the style of taking the ball down to the last couple of seconds. To keep the ball alive here, he misses this shot. Now watch the second time. Determination. He's going up and dunking it. Whew.
He wanted it. That new career high for Bias, and that gives him 30 points. Previous high was 27, so Bias in this national telecast showing his best offensive stuff, and Maryland leads by 7.
Be patient. Only a 7-point spread. You need this basket.
Dwayne McLean, oh, what a shot. Hit the back end of the rim and kicked back in at 67-62.
On comes the chess game right now.
2:03 left, and now the battle of the coaches. 5-point game. A club that handed Maryland one of its defeats at North Carolina. Some of you will see Indiana and Illinois. Then after basketball, our NBC Sports Sunday continues with a WBA Junior Lightweight Championship bout between Rocky Lockridge, the champion, against the unbeaten challenger Kamal Bou Ali. So stay with us here on NBC. It's 67-62 Maryland.
Pressure up court. The ball comes in. They double team. Wilbur goes over. Too slow by McLean to make the steal on the pass. Now they're in trouble.
Gatlin dishing off. Blocked beautifully by Pinckney, and then he throws it away to Jones.
What a block that was. That was a bad turnover.
Bias is all alone underneath. No one was guarding Len Bias, but it matters not as Gatlin was fouled. Jensen's going to go in. Harold Jensen for Villanova.
Watch this block. He almost catches it on the way down. Goes up, and on his way down, he catches the ball. Good block, all leather.
And then in moving up court, he lost sight of the ball and kicked it out of bounds. Keith Gatlin.
Good foul shooter. Shoots over 80%. What does he shoot, Dick?
84.6, and he's 3 for 3 today. That was his 7th point. This is the key one because it would force Villanova to have another possession. It's a 6-point lead now.
He stepped in too soon, Bias.
69-62 with 1:44 left.
Now watch for tight zone, forcing Villanova to shoot from the outside.
Jensen, a good shooter. Can't make that one, and Bias loses it out of bounds.
They took McLean out. I guess they figured he had a kind of flat game. He got a little run going there at the end, but just had one of those games you have once or twice a year.
Lansky rips one in from the corner, and the freshman, who's hit 3 from outside in this half, has a total of 8 points. It's 69-64, a timeout with 1 minute and 32 seconds left here at Cole Fieldhouse in Maryland. Lost some tough ones, close games, total of 10 points in their 5 losses. Lefty Drizel, who won the ACC championship last year for the first time in 15 years. Oops. That will be a 2-shot foul on Gary McLean. Didn't want to make it quite so obvious. His 4th foul, and it'll send Jeff Atkins to the line. Maryland, a good free throw shooting team.
Jeff Atkins has been a senior through his career. Started a lot of times. Comes in as a 6th man. Good outside shooter.
This game running a bit late, and so we'll be joining in progress Georgia Tech, North Carolina, or Indiana, Illinois. Stay with us. As soon as this one's over, we'll switch you to those 2 sites. Massimino has to hope that Atkins, who has shot only 16 free throws all year, might be a little cold.
Now, a surprising statistic on Atkins is that in the ACC, where he has scored in double figures, they have won 20 and only lost 2.
Atkins hits them both, 71-64. Now the key for Maryland, Lefty Drizel said, don't foul. Pinckney was fouled and the basket counts.
That's why the college game is so good. Lefty's been saying over there, no foul, hold your hands up, no 3-point play. Next time down, bang, a possible 3-point play. Lefty just got a 10-year contract and he got a raise. He said he deserved the raise. In the last 5 years of his contract, he does not have to work as a coach.
Pinckney, one shy. Up his all-time high, misses another free throw.
That was a big miss because it was the odd number.
And McLean has fouled out. That's his 5th.
Now on Villanova, number 22, Gary McLean. That's his 5th.
He'll leave with 8 points. And young Massimino, R.C. Massimino, will come in.
A lot of good ball handling. Won't take any shots. Normally the coach's son protects the backcourt, sets up the thoroughbreds, the starlets.
Gary McLean, as you saw, leading with 12 points. Correct that. Gatlin hits the free throw, and he's one away from double figures himself. And they've really won it at the free throw line. They've been most accurate.
Yet, but so far, Maryland has lost 5 games, and all by 10 points combined, which is unreal.
I love the fact you're really a coach. Well, you just, until that final second ticks away, it isn't over. But
if he makes this shot, it's over.
Yes. Foul by Plansky. Lefty Drizel, when he won the ACC championship last year, he said, I'm going to screw the trophy on the hood of my car and drive around North Carolina for a week. He said, but I'm a little tired. I went home, went to bed.
You know, he's a Duke graduate. He used to be an encyclopedia salesman.
He's paid his dues. You talked about Massimino. Lefty certainly has worked for everything he has.
I remember when he was at Davidson, he used to sleep in his car, buy those Lance cookies, and he used to shave and wash in the washrooms of the gas stations. That's no baloney, Dick. That's 20-some odd years ago.
27 for 30 free throw shooting for Maryland. Inside, Pinckney uncontested.
Last timeout.
Well, some of you will be seeing North Carolina and Georgia Tech. That'll follow our game. Let's go to Chapel Hill.
All right, Dick Enberg, and thank you. Carmichael Auditorium, jam-packed, Georgia Tech here to meet a very talented North Carolina club. Bucky, it should be a dandy.
Well, it's for first place in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and the intensity in here would shatter a styrofoam cup. It is going to be a dandy.
Let's go to Champaign, Illinois. Bob Costas, Jim Valvano.
All right, thanks, Jay. Here in Champaign, Illinois, the long-awaited broadcast debut of North Carolina State coach Jim Valvano. Illinois and Indiana just about to tip off. Bobby Knight upset with his team. He'll start 4 freshmen. Steve Alford, one of the people on the bench.
Unbelievable. I thought I was going to start tonight, too. Unbelievable.
All right, we'll be back. Most of you will see this game very shortly, but now let's return to Dick Enberg.
All right, Bob Costas, Jay Randolph, they'll be calling the play for you in the second half of our doubleheader, so stay with us. Here it appears that the University of Maryland head coach Lefty Driesell is now going to be but 4 games away from 500 collegiate wins.
And he'd love to get that 500 win against North Carolina, and Dean Smith is right on the money. And I also say that Steve Alford will not sit on that bench too long for Indiana this afternoon.
Maryland trying to chew up the clock. 45 seconds left and a foul by Wilbur. 1-1. Dwight Wilbur now with 4. Well, Pinckney and Bias, 2 of the top big men in the game, had outstanding afternoons. Bias with 30 points and Pinckney with 27, each with a season high. Pinckney with another rebound. Wilbur dishing off to Dwayne McClain. 75-70 the score. Massimino does not have any timeouts left.
32 seconds. You can still get in trouble here if you're not careful. You're going to have to foul right away.
And the foul is on Beltra Dawson.
It's a 1-on-1 foul shot. Dick, Massimino yesterday coming down to watch the Notre Dame Maryland game here had an automobile accident.
Yeah, he was rear-ended by a truck, he said, and he thought he was okay. And he said, suddenly I wake up this morning, I can't move my head or neck. He said,
uh-oh.
Yeah, that's right. No, he's not.
Sounds like my brother John.
Gatlin hits to make it 76-70. 3 possessions now with a 6-point lead, and this is the big one for Gatlin, who looks for his 12th point. Hello. And that should do it.
It's over.
Well, you say the ACC is the top conference, top to bottom, the entire conference, and Maryland has logged a win over the Big East Conference, although you rated the top teams in the Big East over the top teams in the ACC.
The problem in the Big East is the bottom 3, and as you get to Seton Hall, it'd be very difficult for Seton Hall to beat any team in the ACC.
You're not picking on the Pirates, are you? Well, here they are. Al, if you matched up as they would be rated by record this year, he picks the Big East powers over the top teams in the ACC, but on the lower half of the draw, it's all ACC, and because of the weakness in the lower third, you feel that ACC is the best conference in the country, better even than the Big Ten, huh?
I only did the ACC Big East. Leave me alone.
They can't handle it. Bias has not two more.
Oh, nice.
And then he fouls it.
Nice and graceful. Bias just going up there like a...
Both of them, Pinckney and Bias. It was a beautiful dance. Glenn Bias fouls out 30 points, his all-time high at Maryland, and a standing ovation. Well, you'd have to say that Lefty has a bias in that young man, that's for certain. Get him the ball. He's got a nice face too, doesn't he?
He has it going now. He had a big win over Duke, beat Notre Dame yesterday. Today, taking on a tough Villanova team that's going to be heard from in the tournament and in the Big East.
I think when he heard the public address announcer say 30 points, that made him all the more happy. Ed Pinckney, not exactly a bad game himself. His career high is 28, so he's shooting for it here. So if he makes this free throw, Pinckney and Bias, the two stars of the game, will have shown you their very best in their entire careers.
What happened to this young man? Pannone was on the team a couple of years, got all the pub, all the ink, and then Patrick Ewing gets so much pub inside the Big East that this fella has been kind of put on the back page.
29 points for Pinckney, his best. 77-72 the score with 17 seconds left, and the foul on Plansky. Not many misses by Maryland at that free throw line today.
31, Mark Plansky is good.
As we close out the final seconds, Georgia Tech, Carolina, Indiana, Illinois, the second half of our doubleheader. Now stay with us. That to be followed by championship bout. Lefty Drizel. He describes himself, he said, I'm a modern day Bones McKinney, and folks in this part of the country appreciate the humor, the backwoods humor of Bones McKinney, the former Wake Forest coach, and Lefty just is naturally funny. I mean, he makes you smile. Doesn't look like it because he frowns and stomps a lot.
You always know what he's talking about.
Pinckney with another rebound. Dwayne McClain, no one's going to bother him. They give him the two, and it's 77-74 with 7 seconds. And this will do it. Gatlin. And Maryland has defeated Villanova 77-74. For Al McGuire, Dick Enberg, thank you for being with us at Maryland. Now stay tuned for the second half of NBC's college basketball doubleheader coming up next on NBC.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines.